Hi everyone, I'm Farmer Jolly and welcome back to our survival series on Riverbend Springs. Now we have moved into March. We do actually have one more contract, I think. Yes, £5,000 that we can collect. So let's do that quickly. And there's nothing really that we need to do. We could do that sewing contract because that wouldn't take us too long. They want oats, so yeah, let's accept that. Now, we have lost quite a bit of money because we've made a couple of purchases and we're going to make one more. Now, the purchase we're going to make is the dealership found the combine. In the last episode, we tasked the dealership with seeing if they could find the combine, the two headers and the header trailers. Now, they found the two headers and the combine, or they found two headers that would work, and the combine. The X9 has also appeared. It's a much bigger discount. It's 53% off, whereas the S780, S790 is only 18% off. But this one, the one we've been looking at, the S780, has done 23 work hours and is 15 months old, whereas the X9 is 56 months old and has done 53 hours. So we are going to stick with the 780. Now, we do want, definitely, the big top foldable extension. We're going to leave the engine, and I do love the Michelin tracks, so we will go for that. Definitely North America. We're going to put a number on, just in case at some point we end up with more combines. We're going to leave production year. The ladder would be nice, but again, we're just going to leave that as standard. But the pipe, we need it longer. Now, they do have a foldable pipe, but I think we are going to just go for the longest one. And we've got the plate on the back. That is fine. So, obviously, that's £290,000. We only have 170, so we are going to hire purchase it. Now, I do want the interest rate as low as we can, which I think is 2.5%. I think that's both on the 40 and the 50. So we might as well do well, we can have a look. So the two headers we've purchased are on a 5-year plan. So that would be 3,097, or actually that's probably better, 2,500. Because we are only then spending about £10,000 extra. Because I don't want it going for too long. So yeah, we will do that. So let's purchase that. There we go. We are down to 25,000. Now, the other thing that we need to do is we need to find the grain header, which is this one that we've got. Combination. We need this. We're going to leave everything the same. We'll put a 40%. Actually, we can probably get away with just putting a 5. Yeah, it's only £300, so let's just leave it at that. So we've got that, and then we need to find the corn header, which is this. So it's 13.4 meter working width, and that's actually the exact same. So let's put this on a 5-year plan as well. Purchase, there we go. So that is everything. So we now have our combine. We have very little money, but we've got a combine. So I think what we're going to do is we will jump in the Unimog. Now, actually, what we'll do is we will set the worker off first. Now, has this got any seed? Yes, it's got 5,000 litres, so that's fine. So we'll grab Massey. It would be smart, I think, to... Oh, no, I thought we were already attached. I think it'd be good to give it a quick clean. And again, the Massey needs fuel. It seems that this always needs fuel. So let's grab the seeder. we'll quickly clean both the tractor and seeder, and we need to change this from grass to oats there. So we'll pull this in here. We can leave the engine running. And this isn't too bad. 53% dirt at the moment. That's going down very quickly. And we are less than 10. That's done. And this is completely covered in dirt. So let's give this a quick clean. It's got still got 210 litres of diesel, so it's got enough, but I don't think it would hurt to quickly fill that. I do love the fact that when you clean the vehicles, or when it rains for that matter, let's just put this back, you can see the droplets of water all over. I think that's an amazing detail. So let's head over to field 82. We need to actually see where we're going. That's not too far away. We're pretty much driving past the store. So let's flick the beacons on and head over. So while we're driving over, and we've crashed again. That's brilliant. That was a big crash. It's a good job there's no realistic damage. Yeah, so for anyone who's new to the series, this is our survival series. So we started off, with just one Zeta tractor, a small grass field and some grass work equipment, and we've now built up. So we've got 3 fields, I think including the Unimog, 5 tractors. Obviously we've now got a combine, the bigger combine. We did have a smaller one, but we sold that in the last episode. And we've also got the truck and trailer and a load more equipment. So the goal for this series is to expand to a big, quite successful farm, and a small side goal we've got is to complete the grain elevator museum, which is going along really well. I need to have a check actually. We'll do that in a minute. We'll see what that still needs, but that's going well. So we're going to get this over and get the oats done. I don't actually think it's going to take too long, so we might just do that ourselves. There we go, another £686 on fuel. This tractor really does cost a fortune. So I think we've got to go this way and just over the railway line. So we might do this field ourselves. It depends. We'll definitely do the headlands, but we will see. Here we go. This, yeah, we've got quite a large working width with this seeder. So let's get it unfolded. Get positioned as close as we can and double check oat. We are on oats. So let's activate that. It's 2 headlands and 1 pass, so we might as well do this ourselves, save some money. Drop the seeder down and we are planting. So yeah, this contract's not going to take long at all. We'll get this done. We will bring our combine back. We're probably going to have to sell some stuff in this episode again, because I think we will run out of money if we don't either do some contracts or sell some products. But I think the wood's got quite a lot of stuff to sell, so we can hopefully do that and get some cash in. So we'll get this field done, and we can then have a look and see if we've got anything to sell. Right, so this should be well, it is the last pass, so hopefully we're going to get 9% complete. It's going pretty quickly, but if we don't get this, I don't know what we're going to do. 4%, 3, we should be fine. 2, 1, yeah, perfect, done. And typically, now that we've bought everything that we need, the dealership have found their cheaper header trailer, but I don't think it's the end of the world, because we're not really spending much money on that. So let's collect that, and there are no more. Have we got any wheat? No, we don't have any crops. Okay, so can't do any of that because those would be lovely. Potentially the Deadwood contract, but we'll see. And yeah, we've got quite a lot of things. A monthly cost of, okay, it's not bad. At least it shows us. We've got a monthly cost of £12,341. Scorpio, which what's that? That's, I think, our drill. No, it's not the drill. I am not sure. But that's not too bad. And obviously, if we get some money in, we've got a total settlement cost of £719,550. But we can pay things off quickly if we need to. But for now, we'll just keep everything as is. So they've worked very quick. The field's limed again. So let's get this taken back to the farm. We will drive past the store and we can see everything all lined up. It's going to be interesting because we are going to have to try to wiggle the combine behind the two headers so that we can get them on to the header trailers and then take it back. We'll take them both back, but I think I don't think the combine's going to fit on the trailer. So we are actually, what we could do is potentially edit the combine so that we can put a hitch on. That might be a good option. But I think we might look at that in the future. I think for now we will just use the Unimog, and we can set follow me up on the Unimog and drive the combine back. So there's a lot to do. It's going to take us at least 2 trips. But that shouldn't be too bad. And the Unimog does go quite fast. I think we might actually have to make some grass bales, cut some grass and make some silage bales. And that'll be exciting because we can use the Unimog to cut the grass. We'll have a look. We'll park this up and see. And I mean, I think we've got some silage bales that we could sell as well. So we'll park that up and have a look here. Yes, it's 3 of 4, but it's not the highest stage. But I think we are going to. I think we decided we were going to plant. What was it? Oh no, it might be next month. Yes, it's next month because we're going to do, I believe, corn, possibly oats. I think it was sorghum. Definitely not soybeans, and sunflowers. They were the 3 that we're going to plant. So we've got time. But we might get around to that in this episode. That Unimog just looks amazing. Right. Let's fire it up. Let's get the beacons on. And let's go and bring the combine back. Right. So we've grabbed the 1 header trailer. Now that combine does look amazing. Has it got any damage at all? I don't think so. No, we don't. That is amazing. Let's fire it up. This is such a massive upgrade. Now, I think our best way of doing this is going to be to put the pipe out and to try to wriggle in. The reason I've had to put the pipe out is because it would have hit the building. You can see how close we are to the building just there. That pipe would have been straight in the back of the building. So we can now put the pipe in again. Let's grab the header, lift the header up, and do this one first. This is really going to save us quite a bit of time. So let's get this turned around. I mean, this is massive. Hang on, I'm curious for a second. We had a 5 meter header, so we've gone from 5 meters to, I think it's this 13.7. That is a massive upgrade. So let's drop that down there. There we go. So that's that all on. Now, yeah, X is just going to unfold it. So the pipe is static, which is okay. We can live with that. So can we swing in? I might have to open the pipe up again. Yeah, we're going to have to open the pipe up again. But that's okay. Now we really could have got away with the smaller pipe, but this gives us room for upgrading in the future. So pipe back in. I mean, I don't think we're going to need to upgrade the headers, but if we decided we want to, we can. Potentially even try like an 18 meter header, but that would only be for the massive fields. So let's get this positioned like that. Is that going to snap in place? Maybe we have to unfold it first. That might be a better option. Let's just try and turn it slightly. Okay, that didn't really do much. So we'll fold it back up because I think it's going to be easier for transport. And it's quite a cool animation as well. There we go. So let's disconnect that. Drop the combine back. Turn the engine off for now. And we are going to run the grain header straight back with this. Have to make sure we don't go too fast. So don't want it to fly off, but at least we can sort of see it in the camera and the mirrors. Take corners nice and wide as well. So we'll get this back, get the combine back and parked away. I don't know how we're going to park the headers because they are both dolly trailers and I'm not the best at reversing a dolly trailer. I am very glad we got this Unimog though. Just means we can take things at a bit faster speeds on the long straight roads, and there's an extra tractor. So we're going in this way just because the swing is a bit better. We can, if I go out of cab, we can just turn quite last minute, which then means that we are straighter to come through. So the question is now, where are we going to park them? So let's just see what we've got. I could try to reverse them into the shed, but I don't know. Have I got my trailer axle blocker on? Yes, I have. Okay, that's going to make everything a bit easier. So we can actually park these quite nicely now. So what I've done is I've locked the dolly so that it won't pivot, which now means that this shed is going to be for the 2 headers. So that is in, so let's take that off. Perfect. It's a slight angle, but it will be fine. I don't know where we're going to put the combine. We probably could do with a bigger shed or some more shed space, but we can get that at a later date. For now, we're just going to have to figure out where we can park it. So let's race back, grab the other header trailer, and then we'll get this set on a follow me mod so that we can bring them both back in one go. Right, so we've just set the Unimog up with a follow me worker, and we are going to drive the combine. Now do have to remember that we need to take the corners quite wide so that the header trailer can get out. I've also got to make sure I don't hit anything with the pipe. So they'll let it catch up. Oh, it is actually already caught up. There's no traffic, so let's go. There we go. We're on the correct side of the road. And the Unimog is following nicely. We just double check. Yep, the header is still on the trailer. That was a concern. I was worried it wasn't actually going to stay attached. But when we go to the fields, this is probably... I think we would like to get an auger wagon soon. But definitely a bigger trailer. But we are going to have the... Oh, we're going to take that corner too tight. That was so lucky. Yeah, when we go to the fields, we're going to have a tractor and trailer, or the truck and trailer. Probably the Unimog or a tractor towing the header and the combine, because I do want to do some contract work with this, because that is really, really going to help things. So we're going to go back in the same way, make sure we get a nice, good swing. I hope the farmer doesn't mind we're driving in their field. So I'm off the road enough that that car can pass, but the Unimog can't drive forwards. And I'm just going to keep going nice and slowly, keeping my eyes on the header trailer, making sure it gets through perfectly, which it has. And then we're going to swing around the back of here again. And just park ourselves up over here. And we will leave the engine running. I'm going to come a bit further forwards because I want the Unimog a bit there. That's perfect. So we'll leave the engine running because that's going to have to be parked in a second. We'll jump in this and get rid of the worker and try and get the trailer straight. That's now locked the axle, so we can now reverse this a bit easier. I thought it hasn't locked the axle. Okay, that's not good. Let's try that again. Nope, axle is still not locked. Okay, let's see if we can get this all straight. Okay, so we are going to have to just take it slowly and see if we can reverse it, because the axle won't lock. But I am really not the best when it comes to reversing these dolly trailers. I'm doing better than I thought I would, though. I will say that. But it is nowhere near perfect. We are very close now. There we go. Okay. Now, are they in line? No. It's probably about there, so let's disconnect this. And because we are going to need the mowers in the next episode, next month, and I'm going to probably end up parking the... Could the combine fit in there? Let's just turn that off for a second, and beacons. I'm just wondering if we can move some things and drive the combine in there. That might work. So what we'll do is we'll jump into it and just see if by backing up close to the door, it looks like height and width wise we would fit. If it doesn't, we won't bother. But if it looks close, we might do that. I think we're going to be way too wide. Yeah, we are way too wide. So, not to worry. We'll leave that there. We'll grab the 2 mowers. So that is done. So, front mower. Oh. There we go, that's better. That's one. Try and wriggle the mower out. There we go. And grab the rear mower. Oh, our front mower is actually dropped, so let's lift that up. Which button is that? I thought I had a button for it. Okay. Push the button I know works. Thought I had a key buttoning on my control stick, but I don't. Well, I probably do, but I just can't find it. Actually, where the bales are now might be a good place to put a new shed, but we're definitely not doing that at the moment. But because I want the combine under cover, we're going to have to put it in the middle of this shed, if it fits. If it doesn't, then we are a little bit in trouble, because it won't be going away. It looks like it should fit. It's just going to be very tight. There we go. Yeah, that'll do. Turn those off. Turn the engine off. Perfect. Right. Now, are there any new contracts? There's a bale wrapping contract. A couple of ploughing. No, nothing really that's going to be excellent for us. We've got 23,000 litres of silage. The wood beams, prefab walls. We haven't got any prefab walls. Planks long and planks need to be sold. Now they've all got to go to the playground. Oops, wrong button again. So let's grab the truck. And I'm curious as to whether we can get the bales loaded onto this. Now we do have auto load, and I was going to try and load things more manually, but in the last episode we tried with the prefab walls and they just automatically, they're loaded straight on. So let's see. This is looking promising. Perfect. So we can do this in one load and then go straight over and get all of the other products. Now, the next question is, where is this going? Silage, animal dealer. So let's tag the animal dealer. And wriggle out of the farm, like so. And as I said in the last episode, for an unexpected purchase, this truck and trailer are being really, really useful. So we will head this way. Have to drop down a few gears because the sheer weight of, what is it, 192,500 litres of silage. It's quite heavy. There we go, we are getting some speed now. Thank you, bus, for stopping. And we know where the animal dealer is because we've been there a few times, so at least it's not too far away. And this should really boost us. So we can go this way, run over one of their cones. I'm sure they won't mind too much. And we will hit the brakes hard, take the straps off, keep going forwards. There you go. So we've got £24,184 for the bales, and then over 3,000 for an environmental score. And I don't know why I carried on driving, because I could see that that wasn't going to work. Let's try and get as close to the fence as possible. That's a bit better. There we go. Right, so over to the sawmill now. And we'll get to the sawmill. I'm going to have a jump over to the Grain Elevator Museum. We'll see how that's looking, because if that needs more of the products we've got, I think it would make more sense to deliver them there than it would to the playground, depending on the price. Obviously, if the playground's offering a total of 18,000 and the Grain Elevator is going to give us 12, then we are much better off waiting and selling it at the playground and making some more, because right now we could do with the money. So we'll take this corner nice and wide again. I think that's we're going to have to. And I think we're going to be better to go this way. So let's have a quick look. Let's jump out of the vehicle and visit this. So yeah, this is missing the long planks. And it does, by the looks of it, it's going to need more wood beams, roof plates, cement bricks, cement bags, and planks. So yeah, we are going to be better off bringing everything here. But this is looking really nice now. I think we've got to be nearly there. So anyway, let's jump into this. I need to now figure out how I can get everything loaded up nicely, because I don't think I can squeeze down the side. Let's just see. Let's definitely the wrong angle, and we are already stuck. So yeah, not going to be able to go that way. So let's see if we can do this in reverse and collect things as we reverse in. Right, so the trailer is all loaded. I'm just having a quick look. Now, if we look at the wood beams, for example, Playground are offering 18,888. It's probably easy to look at the price per 1,000 litres. So the Grand Elevator Museum is about 300 less for those. This, it's about 200 less, and the planks, it's again about 200 less. So yes, that's fine. We will take them all there. So everything is loaded up. So let's jump into the cab, and again, this is quite a heavy load, but we should be okay. We need to just get around this corner without hitting anything. There we go, and make it through the gates as well. Perfect. Now this just makes everything so much easier, because before we were getting a full trailer, we probably got all of this on, but we were then just sitting at about 5 miles an hour the entire journey, which isn't far, but when you're driving at about 5 miles an hour, it really is. It is a very long way. So we'll get this sold, and I think we're going to then progress into the next month, and we can make a start harvesting the grass fields for the final time before we plant something new. So we'll get this sold and head straight back to the farm. Right, so this, if we take the straps off, we should be able to sell everything. There we go. So that's a lot of money. That was amazing. I think that was about £50,000 in total. But the environmental score was over £6,000. I can't get over that. So are there any contracts other than the ones that are already here? No. Right. Let's get this back to the farm, and we will progress into April. Right, so we are in April, and I'm just getting the Unimog all positioned so that we can make a start on mowing the grass. Now, my plan is steering assist, turn that on. Let's turn everything on and drop that down. The plan is we're just going to keep going straight. We're going to do 2 headlands of everything, and then the up and down rows all across the field, because that's going to make it so much easier, because they are nearly in a perfect line. So we've got a tiny little bit, but that's easy enough to get. So this is really going to save us some time. What we could do as well, I suppose, is we could get the Massey Ferguson to follow behind or follow me with the baler, and then we can bale it all in one go. I think that might be quite an interesting sight. I'll get the one headland done. It might be easier actually just to do it ourselves. But yeah, we'll get the one headland done, and we're then going to end the episode there for today. we will get all of this finished in the next episode, baled and turned, wrapped, not turned into silage, but it will be wrapped. And we can then look at cultivating these fields up and planting the crops that we want, which is definitely going to be one of corn, one of sunflower, and then either oats or what was the other crop? I think it was sorghum was the other crop we were thinking of. But we will have a look and do that in the next episode. So, as always, thank you very much for watching the episode. I really do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, it would mean a lot if you could hit that like button, and hopefully we'll see you back here for the next episode. Thanks again for watching, and bye for now.